Hi, Allie.
Hi.
Hello, Evan.
And hello, incredible listeners.
Hi,
Welcome
everyone.
back to another episode of Arcane Trinity, Tides of Esthios, a D&D TTRPG actual play podcast.
Heck yeah.
When we left off,
Huzzah!
some very, very interesting things were going on. Upon the discovery through the personal notebook of Colborne and the Mad Writings, Valora determined another word inside there, risen, which was concerning. Talked to Cred about it a little bit. He doesn't have much info, but was able to kind of guide you guys a little bit on where to be concerned on that front.
Yeah.
But
Definitely
not
knew
much-
more than, we used to know before we talked to him.
Yep, not a whole lot to go off of on that, though. And then afterwards, talk to your compatriots, Lucky and Almer, about the plan to investigate the Bank of Doveport at some point during the day to kind of case the joint, to get ready to see if you can find some information about what was going on in the underbelly of that bank with the things that were showing in Hillcrest. And you were going to meet them, but first you decided to take a trip by the church to try and get some more information about the praxis situations. And for Silvie, it was going to be about, double checking things on her brother.
Yep.
So you
With the whole
approached the church.
misfortune's fortune.
Midnight, the Raven, was going to keep an eye on the hooded man who was in the cemetery at the time. But walking up to the church, things started to take an interesting turn last time.
Boy, they sure did.
That weird sensation that Valora has came to a climax, a denouement, if you will, as seemingly some warning and voice came through to Valora, trying to keep her away. But Valora, upon it all disappearing, proceeded inside. You guys did some research, but also came across another individual, Cassandra. Whereas Valora, going up, trying to look for a little bit of information, things took a turn very quickly.
Very drastic turn.
Yeah.
To where it seems like Valora had been wanted in some sense, and as stated in the final words, under arrest, under treason of the gods.
The treason of the gods.
Yeah.
As
Okay.
Cassandra was firmly holding a handshake and pulling out handcuffs with her other hand, and we will pick back up from that very moment.
And Sylvie
hand
looked
clasped
over just in
tightly.
time to see that.
Yeah, she
Yeah.
does.
From where the books are, and she's just like,
Oh, boy.
So, going forward, I suppose the first question will be, are you resisting
arrest.
anymore arrest?
Are you resisting
Yes.
arrest?
Yes, I am resisting arrest.
Okay, because obviously that's the first resistance.
This is where,
with,
in real life, you get tased. Like,
this was resisting. First you resisted the whole person, and now you'll resist more. So we'll go ahead and move into initiative at this point then
oh
to
god.
make it all fair. Sylvie, are you going to be interacting with this at all, or are you staying away?
She would probably run over just to see what is happening.
Okay, it'll probably take a little bit,
Yeah.
but for now, we'll go ahead
She just
and
wants to know what's going on. Like, why is this happening? She just wants to know why.
we'll go into initiative. We'll have Valora and then Cassandra in the order.
18 initiative.
Nice.
Initiative. Okay, she rolled a 23.
God damn it.
Wow. Cassandra. Not Cassandra. Cassandra.
So,
Cassandra.
she will begin first. Upon you resisting between trying to pull your hand away, resisting the hold person, and showing more signs that you don't really have any intentions to follow through.
You see her just glaring. Valora's just glaring at her.
Yep. I'm gonna roll to see if she's going to just attempt to cuff you or to make a point first.
Make a point.
Okay. Well, at least I did that and not an attack roll, because that would have been bad on a natural 20.
Ugh!
But she is going to make a point.
What does that
First.
mean? What do you mean? What do you mean?
So, both of you roll Arcana checks. You can both roll because both of
yeah. I
obviously
feel like
Valora
what do you
being
mean is gonna happen
in-depth.
a lot this episode.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
12.
12. Okay.
Arcana 14.
14. Okay. Both of you see that she uses some kind of magic, but you're not well attuned with what exactly it is in this moment. But as at least as characters, as players, it may be up to you. But you see that Cassandra, kind of while holding onto your hand, starts to unhook her battle axe from behind her and starts.
Is it a
pulling
hammer
off.
or an
Yeah,
axe?
sorry. Yep, my bad. Warhammer.
Yes,
I was just
Yep,
making
sorry.
Warhammer. Yeah.
Sorry, Valora was in my mind, so
Yeah.
the axe was right there for a second, but she pulls out the Warhammer off of her back and uses a bonus action and casts Holy Weapon on it.
Oh.
Okay.
And you kind of see this glimmer of radiant light pick up on the hammer as it glows almost blindingly brightly right behind her. And she lets go of your hand for a moment and quickly brings it off of her back, picks it up with the other hand, and swings right down towards you
God damn.
to make a hit. That's cocked. Gotta be fair. Okay, that's a dirty 20 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
Oh God. Yeah, at level 4, yeah, that hits.
That hits Evan.
That hits Evan. Evan. That hits. It hits and it hurts. But not too much, right? Not too much. Doesn't hurt too much, right? Right. At level 4, right, Evan?
Okay.
At freshly level 4, might I add.
She brings the hammer and swings it along, she does a side sweep and hits you right in the side of your ribs.
Ooh.
And it almost explodes in radiant energy on you, and you take 29 points of radiant damage. So you can have it to 29, so it'd be 15 radiant damage.
It's a lot less dangerous. Also, what?
How are you looking?
I feel like she stumbles from the impact, but she rightens herself and acts like it doesn't hurt.
She's had worse.
Okay. As she uses her extra attack.
Oh,
Wow.
you're not beat down enough.
That's the same thing again, so dirty 20 to hit.
Jesus. Jesus.
So 24 have to 12 radiant damage. And, so she hits you in the side, and, you kind of try and brush it off a little bit, and she just runs up to you again and brings it down to the other side of your rib cage and strikes you with another shot on it, and is standing firmly steadfast in front of you.
Did she back up to run up? Because they were.
Well, no, because the way it was is that the way I pictured it is that Cassandra swung the hammer into the ribs, and it pushed Valora 5-10 feet away.
Oh, okay.
Valora kept her feet down on the ground firmly, so Cassandra just came right back in and swung for the other side.
Is that it?
There was actions and bonus action.
Okay.
So yes, that is it. She stands there, firmly plants her feet, and she's got a smug look on her face.
This fucking bitch.
Oh my God.
And she pretty much asks, "Are you gonna give up now?"
At that second hit and the question, Valora kind of just starts trembling in rage, and she whips out her great axe and she charges towards Cassandra recklessly.
Okay, reckless attack. Love to see
Raging. Oh boy.
And she says, "Fuck no."
All right.
Oh boy.
You will
What's
have
the
advantage on
priest
this.
doing?
He just kind of a lot of people are starting to run, and he's starting to
Yeah.
slowly usher people away from
Away,
the situation.
Ooh, okay. So natural 16 plus 7.
16 plus 7.
23.
23.
Oh wait, I didn't roll with advantage.
Oh yeah, go into the advantage.
What am
on
I
there, then.
doing? Oh, that was worse.
Okay, so the 23, she's going to use a reaction and cast shield. You miss.
You bitch.
Damn.
Okay.
I'll give both of you another chance to roll Arcana, and I'll tell with Valora, you can have advantage on it.
'Cause you got
being
hit by
the
it.
recipient of it.
Ooh.
13.
21.
21. All right, Valora, you're kind of stunned, shocked by this whole thing going on. Hitting it's almost got you reeling, and you're kind of trying to keep your, mind straight and focused on what's going on. But Silvie, you watch on as your friend is just getting absolutely beaten with this crazy radiant energy, and you're studying it for a bit, and it's a pretty high level spell. And with the 21 you said?
Yeah.
Mechanically wise, it's a 5th level spell.
Oh, shit.
But Valora has no idea.
Ha! Damn. 5th level spells? I don't get a 5th level spell until I'm level 9.
Yup.
Whoa, and I'm
a sorcerer. Oh god.
Is this bitch a fucking paladin?
Seems like it.
Yeah.
Would I be able to message Valora right now?
Once Valora's turn is done, you can.
Okay.
Because then you're kind of in the free action pocket zone in the initiative as those two are going at it. So you will be able to do what you want to after them in this situation.
Okay.
Well,
you're definitely out of your league.
That was my bonus action for my rage and my attack. I don't have an extra attack yet because we're not level 5.
Not level 5 yet.
Yeah.
My special warriors are there, but they're just there to protect Silvie.
Yeah.
For when she,
For if she targets you, I doubt she will.
Nah.
But that's all I can do.
All right.
That's my turn.
Sylvie?
My dice.
Yeah, Silvie is going to cast message to Valora. And say, Valora, I don't know what's going on with you right now, but that lady that you're fighting is incredibly strong.
Valora,
her magic is really powerful and it's super dangerous.
As Valora reels back from not hitting Cassandra.
And there's panic in her voice.
She hears.
She's not oh yeah, that's really this is genuine panic coming from Silvie right now.
She hears Silvie, but you can tell that she's ignoring you. As she is locked in on she has a wild look in her eye.
So no reason is happening in her
No.
brain. Uh-oh. So survival instinct is out the window for Valora right now. Oh god. At that point, if she doesn't respond, Silvie would want to run up to get closer, but not at a dangerous range, not right up on them, but just enough to be to ask what's happening, why is this happening,
Okay, I'll say that you're getting closer and questioning what's going on your turn here as you step up, and then do you plan to do anything else, or is that mostly you've done your message and you're asking for help and that's all you're doing for right now?
Yeah, she doesn't know what's happening. She doesn't know why this is happening. She needs information.
Yep, so that'll be your turn.
Yeah.
Moves back to the top to Cassandra as you run up, and she kind of shifts her hammer to lay on her shoulder a little bit. She sticks out an arm to pretty much stick out and stop you and say, "Do not interfere, please." And Cassandra turns attention back towards you, Valora, and says, "You're lucky I don't have the right to kill you yet."
Valora scoffs in her face.
As she brings another attack towards you. You were reckless, so she has advantage.
Oh.
First one's a natural 18.
She's at least level 9.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Dude.
that's a 26 to hit.
Yeah.
All All right.
She might be the level we
That's
were
pretty
when we
bad.
beat Strahd in Curse's Straw campaign.
Oh shit.
Okay. Rolled pretty low on the damage, so 17 half to 8 radiant on that one. And then extra attack.
Okay.
It's another natural 18 on that one.
Fuck!
And then a 3 was the other one, but with advantage, the 18 will do it to go for it. Okay. Wait, I gotta roll the
Oh my
weapon
god.
attack first.
We're out of our league. We're out of our league.
Like, Allie, as a player, knows that. Laura's not thinking about that right now.
So that
Sylvie
was,
knows that too, though.
30 half to 15 radiant damage. And it's non-lethal though, so if it drops you to 0, she's dropping you unconscious, not into death saves
Why is
or
my
anything.
thing freezing? My calculator.
Oops.
I'm still standing.
Still standing?
I'm still standing. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
All right,
God.
she will use her bonus action, seeing that you're still standing.
Don't do anything else to me!
Saying, you're a tough one, huh?
Valora's just like panting and she's bloody and
Jesus Christ.
bruised and she had just, her hair is wild and she's just glare. Like, if looks could kill, this woman would be dead.
Haven't had this much fun in a while. As she's like trying to catch her breath a little bit, she's going to use her bonus action, and you start to see the impact wounds on you start to glow a little bit,
What?
and suddenly they explode
What?
in radiant energy. I need you to make a Constitution save.
Ellie, your face right now.
What the fuck? What the fuck is this?
The expression that Allie just gave Evan was like just a deadpan stare of why. That's the best way I can describe it.
Okay. That's 12 plus, you said Constitution?
Yes.
12 plus 5. So 17.
This lady's
17?
having fun
That just
beating
saved.
down on
Jesus Christ,
someone?
that just saves.
So you will.
Wait, what saved?
17.
17
Just,
barely
just saves.
Oh!
Yep. So you will take half damage.
Oh god. I'm still.
Okay, yeah. So this.
This was a spell?
It's part of the same. This is part of
Oh.
Holy Weapon.
Okay. Remember, Strahd's DC was 18.
Yeah, she's. You watch as those wounds glow, her hammer
Oh
glows
my
at the same
God.
time, and it all disperses at the same time. She's essentially cutting off the spell, and doing that does this.
What the fuck?
Is she your personal BBEG? Like,
God.
what is that? Is this like a mini BBEG that you're facing right now?
Okay, so that is 17 radiant halved to.
Don't even do the math.
17. I don't have to do the math.
No, I'm at 3 hit points.
Okay,
Oh.
so that will drop you below 0. It's non-lethal, but you are unconscious now.
Okay.
As you drop down, and Sylvie, you see Valora get handled and put down
Yeah.
swiftly with
Which is
ease.
terrifying.
She kind of shrugs.
Sylvie is horrified right now.
Cassandra shrugs, sighs a little bit, kind of like cracks her neck and puts the hammer back on her back. And she pulls out the handcuffs on Valora's unconscious body, locks up her hands behind your back.
Wait.
Yes, can I help you?
She's my friend. Why is she getting arrested?
It's a bit complicated, but most I can say, though, is that she is wanted under treason of the gods.
Treason. What does that mean?
That means, if you so asked, that I have been sent by the gods to fetch her. I didn't kill her, she's fine, because I'm not allowed to make that judgment yet.
What did she do? She doesn't seem like the kind of person who would do something like that.
Sounds like you don't know her very well then.
I haven't known her very long, but
Cassandra grabs Valora by the ankles and starts dragging her across the floor.
God.
And you see that she goes over there, and as the father has kind of like gotten most people out and is trying to slowly usher you out, she gestures. He's like, "Hey," tilts her head to the side where the confessionals are, and there's a like cellar door that's over there. And father goes, "Yeah," and he unlocks it, and Cassandra drags Valora's unconscious body down those stairs, which she then closes behind her.
The cellar of the church?
Yes.
And I'm being like ushered out of the building right now.
As that happens, he's like, "Oh, but I'm so sorry about all this, but if you could please leave, there's things going on here."
But I came here with her. I'm really... isn't she supposed to have like a trial or something before you're arrested? Like, before you're put in jail?
She will have a trial by the gods.
But...
I'm sorry, but I need you to leave.
Silvie knows there isn't anything that she can do personally, not alone.
Mm-hmm.
So she, as frustrated as she is right now, she's gonna immediately go find Lucky and Almer, like booking it for the bank.
Yep. So
like panicking.
We'll focus
My girl
on
is panicking.
We'll focus on Silvie for a bit.
Her bestie just got beat up and dragged into
Valora,
a basement.
Her bestie.
She's just
Valora
she's probably
is,
crying a little
She
bit.
found
Actually.
out a very fatal flaw of Valora's.
Yeah, she's crying a little as she's running through the street. She's scared. She doesn't know what to do.
Tears running down her eyes. We'll focus on you as Valora is unconscious at the moment. We'll come back towards that here in a second. But Silvie runs down the road, crying, making your way to the bank. You see out there...
She's like, there's gotta be a mistake. Something's wrong. Valora... She's not that kind of person. She wouldn't do something like this. Like, that's what's going on in her head. And she's just like, I need to find the adultier adults to help me.
Yep, so
it's like, I need an adult. You're an adult. I need an adultier adult.
You make a beeline heading for the bank.
Just nonstop.
And you see nearby, next to a tree looking at the bank, you make out the obvious clothing of Lucky and Almer standing over there watching at it all. And you're probably at this point like crying and screaming towards them, and they whip around like, what the fuck? Calm down. What is going on?
She just like stops and like just like leans over with like her hands on her knees, just standing there like trying to catch her breath. She's like, but Valora got arrested in the church.
He just like blinks a couple times, wide-eyed and surprised, and he's like, "The fuck you mean she got arrested at a church?"
This really strong lady with a lot of armor and a giant warhammer. She just beat her up and made her unconscious and said that she was arrested for treason against the gods, and then drug her into a cellar, and I couldn't do anything.
Fuck,
and I don't know what to do.
Fuck, this is real bad timing with this. All right,
we can't just leave her.
No, hold on. I'm going with you. I hate to say this. Al? Yeah.
I hate to say this.
But, you see that, Lucky turns around and points at a figure walking out of the bank. You see this, really stout gentleman that has on this, like, green and gold fine clothing on, with this like scraggly red hair and a finely trimmed red beard has like fancy. It has like the fancy symbols and like stuff inside it to get
like
it to
Hunger
shape it.
Games.
Yes,
Honestly, like a
Seneca
Hunger Games
Crane.
style
Yes.
one.
Oh my god.
You see a gentleman like that walk out, and he goes, "Al, I need you to tail that man for right now, okay?"
Old man tail.
Apparently, we got all kinds of shit going down, so I gotta leave that to you, unfortunately. All right. And he's like,
So he just like glances down at Almer and she's like,
I gotta go with you.
yeah.
He's like, "Don't worry, I'll be quiet as a mouse."
Oh god.
His knees squeak going down the street. But you see that figure's kind of walking out of the bank and heading down Main Street. And so Al's going to be tailing him for a bit, but Lucky's going to join back with you and head with you.
She would immediately lead the way back to
Be like, fucking arrested at a church. What the hell are you guys doing?
We didn't do anything. She just said that she's under arrest for treason.
For treason
Against the gods.
What the?
I don't know what
fuck
she
has
did.
that girl been up to?
I don't know.
You've been a friend for a while. You should know
She
that.
doesn't tell me anything. She's always been like cool and mysterious, the strong, silent type, you know.
All right, listen to me. Okay? Listen, as they're like running up and getting close to the church, like stops and he turns and is like, just.
She's like
for a moment.
like,
All right. I don't know Valora. I don't know.
Apparently, I don't either.
I don't.
I thought I did.
Calm. Breathe in. No, slower. In. Slower. Come on, now. In for 5. In.
Yeah.
Ow. Now.
She just.
Let me.
She's not okay.
Let me speak. All right.
Oh my gosh.
I don't know what she did, but
She got
I don't
really
know her.
beat up.
I may not know her much.
The lady who arrested her was really, really strong and had kind of magic that I won't have for years.
Sylvie,
What?
1, 2, 3, eyes on me. I know enough about her
Okay.
to show that something negative is not a part of her character. All right? That's not the way that she acts. All right? That's not her personality.
No.
You know? So whatever it is, either it's a misunderstanding or, listen, I don't give 3 damns about the gods. All right?
I never really understood them either.
Let's just see what happened. But we're gonna get her out of there, all right?
But how?
Well, right now I already cased the other joint a little bit. Now I gotta case another joint, and it's gonna be a goddamn church. So let's just take it easy, be quiet. Now, did they take her out of the church?
They put her in a cellar,
Put her in a cellar in her church.
dragged her unconscious body into the cellar.
Damn, that's gotta be a hell of a woman.
I mean, yeah, but she beat up Valora. Like,
Oh man. All right.
if she didn't beat up Valora, I would have appreciated her more.
God.
All right. Just calm down. All right. Now then, look with me, and he puts his arm around your shoulder a little bit and like turns your head towards the church. And he's like, "Yeah, you see those things in front of the doors?
Uh-huh.
Those are steps upwards.
Yeah.
The church is raised up a little bit,
Uh-huh.
which means even though they're in a cellar, there could be openings on the bottom of the side to potentially see underneath in the cellar.
Like a little window.
Yeah, we can see if there's anything going on that allow us, because otherwise if you got that sealed up, buildings like that, they get really damp, the air gets weird. So a lot of places will have some open air way for those places to keep them good.
So there's not like mold.
Yes, to help keep environmental stuff set. So there's probably some kind of open in there. We can find something carefully. If we can see where she's at. They haven't taken her yet, so we've got options, all right?
Because I asked about like a trial, and then the lady was like, "Oh, she has a trial with the gods," and I'm just like, "Okay, what kind of justice system is that? I don't get it."
They work a little bit differently from
She said she was
us.
sent by the gods to arrest her. Like what?
I mean,
Huh? I thought no one talks to the gods.
they always talk about those chosen children and whatnot that are supposed to be able to communicate with them. So
She gave chosen child vibes.
maybe she is.
Oh God.
But gods,
She looks pale now.
listen, gods, they're real different.
Uh-huh.
You're not
They
gonna
sure
get.
are.
You're not gonna get a lawyer trial. You're not gonna get.
Why not?
That's not.
What if we
They're-
got a chosen child lawyer?
Oh my
Listen.
You know?
In the capital, they unite to an extent, but the gods in their dealings are seen as their own thing. If they feel they need to deal judgment, they can do it a lot on their behalf without much being able to get done.
So they don't care about the basic justice system?
The gods don't act that way.
Oh, that's inconvenient.
I mean, could you imagine being your average Joe Smo and telling a god, "Nah, we can handle this"?
Well,
The gods have their will. The gods have their way. Like I said, I don't really give a damn for them. That's one of the reasons
I
why.
don't like their way right now.
Welcome to the club, kid. Pat you on the back a little bit. Now then, you stop your crying.
She just
get
like wipes
looking,
her
all right?
face. Just like all these tears. I mean, she just wipes them.
All right, come on, follow me.
Okay.
All right.
You were just reading books.
That doesn't matter right now. All right, shh. All right, quiet. Gotta be careful. We don't want to get caught looking on. All right.
Okay.
All right. let's
She's
go
like
look.
trying not to cry again.
All right, roll.
Even I'm getting into her character.
Oh,
I got tears in my eyes right now.
Roll an investigation check.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Natural 15. Investigation. That's just 16.
16? All right. So you're looking around the outside and off towards like the back side where it goes closer towards like the edge of town a little bit. So wherever the front doors would be and the graveyard was attached to the left side of it, you've gone around pretty much towards the back of the building.
okay.
Once you're over there, you
The ominous
see
music.
you see a couple like small steel grates that are there. That's like pretty small slit, like 1.5 feet maybe wide, and then like 6 inches tall or so, half a foot tall. Very simple bars that allow you to look in a little bit, and like he goes, shh. He's giving you like signals over there, like, come on, follow me. A
Yeah,
little bit.
she'll do her best to follow what he's trying to get her to do.
And then he crouches down carefully, looks under there. You know, it's very dark. There's some sunlight that leads in, and you can see.
Because like it's still like AM, right?
Maybe
maybe like
it's getting close to afternoon,
Like
pretty
11
much.
or so.
Yeah, getting around 11
Yeah.
to 12. But you know, you're able to look inside there, and with some sunlight and candles looking in, you see Valora propped up against a wall, kind of sitting up, hands behind her back, as she starts to open her eyes, and kneeling directly in front of her is the figure of Cassandra.
Oh boy.
And so we will shift towards Valora as your eyes finally open up after all of that. Head's still reeling a little bit. Your vision's kind of blurry at first, but you can focus in on the face in front of you of Cassandra, whoever this person may be. Smile on her face. Rise and shine, princess.
Valora just glares at her. You're really arresting me?
I'm afraid so.
What did they say that I did exactly?
Well, you know, I can tell you what you didn't do.
What, be a fucking lackey?
When the gods tell you to do something, there's probably a reason for it.
I don't give a fucking shit about the reason that they asked me to do what they were asking me to do.
And that's why you're in this position. Listen, it's nothing personal. I don't hold anything against you. I get where you're coming from a little bit. All right? It's a very difficult choice that they wanted you to make. That's why they ripped it away from you, and they gave it to me.
Valora just stares at her.
That's right. I'm your replacement.
She like stutters for a moment. And she starts to tremble as she is just glaring at this woman. You're the one that... You did that?
Yeah. I had no attachment to them, so it became a lot easier for me to do. The cost of a few lives is a lot better than the danger the world was about to be in.
Valora... Her eyes widen as she just stares in disbelief at this person that had done what she refused to do. And Cassandra will see sort of like inky black veins spreading across Valora's face and into her eyes, and she'll hear the cracking of bone as wings sprout from Valora's back. Devoid of feathers, pitch black bone, and pitch black pupils. Well, entire eyes, exactly, as she spits in her face.
It lands and she's very caught off guard. It hits and she kind of reels back a bit. All right, I should have expected that. And she kind of wipes it off of her face and kicks it to the side.
Oh my god.
Well.
She'll have to make a charisma saving throw.
Okay.
Sylvie's just staring from the little vent.
A little flip back, and you see Lucky, like, he turns and looks at you, and he's like...
They're both looking at each other.
He doesn't make a sound, but very desperately, large mouth, like, kind of mouths, what the fuck?
Yeah. And then Sylvie just mouths, I don't know.
All right, so... Charisma
she, and then she mouths, that's new.
All right.
Holy shit.
This is such an anime moment where you would pan to like the thing and the other two are just staring. What the?
8.
Oh, wow. I was
I rolled really
for
badly
my-
on that
for
one.
my score, and I
I
couldn't
rolled
find
really
it, but
badly
I
on
know
that
that
one.
fails.
Yeah, don't matter.
Yeah, I did real bad on that one.
No, you did well. Do that
So
again.
she will be frightened until the end of her next turn, which is however long you decide it is, since we're not
Okay.
in combat.
You know, we'll give it enough time to breathe with whatever goes on here.
And this whole transformation with Valora lasts for 1 minute. So, yeah, that's about it. And if I do end up dealing damage to her, then I get extra damage, but...
Ooh. Would I know what this is? What this is all about? Would I know?
I mean...
Because, like, Sylvie has studied people. But I don't know if she's...
I mean,
If she knows details of stuff like this.
You may be a little shocked. Go ahead and roll... we'll say history on this one.
Okay. That is an 11.
11? I will say, necessarily what's going on, this is new to you. Mm-hmm. You've never seen anything like this.
Fits the that's new thing.
This is a little terrifying for
Yeah.
you. But,
do me and Lucky have to make charisma saving throws?
No, it's only people within 10 feet.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're still very unsettled, though, regardless.
But, yeah.
Just by default.
She kind of reels back and is frightened. You know, no matter what her standing is, never quite seen that before. Never quite seen the look of what this would be like. And, you know, she takes a moment to reel. Was there anything else that you're trying to do in this moment?
I am desperately trying to get out of my shackles to get at her. I'm trying to stand. I am trying to brute force get out of them.
It would be just a strength check to try and break out of these.
15.
15? It's not quite enough.
Yeah.
You take the moment, you're struggling against them, trying everything.
Good try, though.
You're like getting any bit of like leeway that you can to like get yourself propped up against the wall, to like give yourself an anchor point to try and rip harder, but you're just not quite able to. Probably part of it being the fact that you just came to consciousness. You're still extremely beat up. You'd be at 1 hit point right now.
Mm-hmm.
No,
and
true.
So,
Can I stand?
your feet are not undone at all, so you can stand, yes.
Okay.
So if you decide to stand up, you can.
Yeah, I'm gonna stand and like she wants to get at her. Like she is trying to lumber forward towards her with all of the one
like a wild animal.
Yeah, like a restrained wild animal.
Damn.
Yep. in her next turn, like, she's reeling forward. She was terrified by the sight of what she saw at first, taking a moment to process the information. She's like, oh, so that's what happens when you disobey them. Nothing quite like these, though, again. And now you and everyone else see as from her back sprout out these beautiful, pure, radiant white wings, almost like they're almost half made out of radiant light and energy itself, standing there in front of Valora now. And it's like,
Silvie looks at Lucky again.
please don't make this any harder than it has to be. I'm not going to kill you. That's not my duty. But if you keep this up, they may change that. You can hold on and give yourself a chance. But if you make too many mistakes, they're always watching, and they may give me the go-ahead. And you're in no position to win that.
Valora's just like breathing heavily, and the black veins around her eyes just kind of like pulse with anger, and her wings outstretch more, and she gets in Cassandra's face, and a lot of things are going through Valora's head right now. Mainly anger. She's not thinking rationally. And she's gonna try to headbutt her.
Oh my god.
Okay, make a roll to hit.
What would I add to that?
16 strength?
Plus...
Because you're trying to headbutt, I would consider an unarmed strike, which barbarians are
that?
proficient with. So that's like your roll to hit with a weapon.
Oh, okay. 16 plus 7.
16 plus 7? That'll hit. I'll say that she's surprised, so she's not like in a shield or anything. You catch it, and so it'd be 1d4 plus. Since it'd be like a main action, I'll let you put your strength modifier on it.
Oh.
1d4 plus my strength.
Yeah.
6, and then I get bonus. So that's 5 plus where's my plus 2 necrotic.
All right, so with 7, you give a headbutt, and like that dark energy cackles off of the veins in your head right now as it like transfers and clashes with hers as you headbutt, and she whips her head back, and she's like, all right, and she brute forcefully shoves you like back towards the wall. So it'll be opposed strength. With you coming back from unconsciousness, yours will be at disadvantage.
Makes sense.
Oh my god.
Just strength?
Yeah, just like a strength check. This is opposed strength checks here.
15 plus 5. Dirty
15 plus 5.
30, 20.
15 plus 6.
Holy shit!
Holy shit!
Holy shit!
Oh man.
Woo!
Damn!
It's legitimately still right here, the 15. And I was
God.
like, okay. 15
Holy
plus 6,
shit.
like with a weird struggle.
Plus
You're almost trying to keep
6.
it, but you fall back down to your feet.
Plus 6
And
is
she's like-
crazy.
She like is getting frustrated and is like, you need to sit down. I don't want to have to do this. Just stay down. And she unsheathes her axe back again, or her hammer off of her back, and brings it back into her hands actively. You're not in the position for this. Don't make this happen.
Valora falls back down, and she just glares at Cassandra. She goes, "You fucking bitch! You fucking killed them all!
I did.
How could you do that to an entire village?
Valora.
Just because some fucking god says so?"
Yes. Because I'm here to protect the world.
They weren't bad people.
It's not always bad people to get involved in this.
It was always bad people. He never made me kill anyone that was good.
Valora, over the time that you have not been involved in this, I have been heavily involved in the dealings going on in the world right now. So I get that's a bit hard to understand from your position. There are things going on here that are far beyond what you can possibly believe.
Oh, fuck you.
There was an unfortunate circumstance that came to light. The gods made a decision that they had to bury that before anything could come to light.
How did you feel when you practically disintegrated children, women, and elders while they slept?
You know, that's kind of the problem with this job. You start to realize that you can't afford to feel anymore. And I see that you didn't quite reach that point yet. And it's okay. Maybe you were never destined for this. If you couldn't handle this, then there's no way you would have been able to handle their screams, their cries. And you start to see that she's starting to almost try and get a little payback for you fighting back now as she's emphasizing these points towards you. At least you didn't have to hear that. I took that bullet for you.
With each word, Valora just gets angrier and she just struggles in trying to get up, but she keeps tripping and falling over her wounds and weak muscles, and she just mutters curses, and as she tries to charge her, you didn't do me a fucking favor.
Well, everything's a matter of perspective. Don't worry. I'm sure that Volley and the others will decide what the best thing is to do for you. I'll leave you be for a bit. And she walks outside from this little room, closes the door, and when she does, you hear these really heavy clangs and clunks on the other side of the door. It almost seems like as you're looking around and processing this, you haven't seen one of these rooms in a while, but you're familiar with the fact that there essentially are religious prison cells that they keep in churches, and that's what you found yourself in.
When she closes the door, Valora just slumps back against the wall, and she just lets out just an awful scream that just starts turning into sobs as her wings fold back into her body and her eyes return to normal.
Sylvie's speechless.
Yeah, we flip back to the other two outside that are watching this all transpire. So, what exactly is going through Sylvie's head having seen all of this?
Sylvie is, like I said, speechless, trying her best to process everything that she just heard and saw. After seeing Cassandra's wings, is she able to, like, put two and two together, or does she not know who these people are?
You can make an assumption. You know, knowing for fact is really difficult.
Yeah.
But there are
Context
assumptions.
clues.
There are assumptions that can be made.
There's some context clues.
Especially given off of the fact that you very recently had a small conversation with Valora that kind of involved this subject a little bit. A mention of angels and chosen children that were the only ones that could speak between the mortal realm and the gods. And You don't know for sure, but seems to be, through the context clues of the conversation, very similar to what may match that description.
She's gonna look at Lucky and be like, what? She's trying to think of words, but she can't right now.
It's valid.
Yeah.
Right.
Can he think of words either?
Hold on.
Processing.
Processing.
Loading.
She's gone. And Valora, you start to hear from where the light's coming into this room. There's someone beckoning towards you a little bit.
Is Valora 120 feet away from us?
No, she would not be that far away.
Okay,
This is a pretty small
she's within
space.
120 feet is what I mean.
Yeah.
Just in case, Sylvia's gonna cast message and be like, Valora, you, look up.
Valora like jumps and
I brought help.
she like jumps and looks around until she sees you guys peering through a window.
It's very obvious that if you look at Sylvia's face at all for long enough, you could tell that she has been crying her eyes out up until very recently.
Valora, upon seeing them, she like kind of hastily tries to wipe away her tears with her shackled hands, but she just looks at them and just kind of shrugs like, what can you do?
All right.
You haven't seen her look this defeated,
Yeah.
and since you've known her.
All right. We're gonna get you out of here, all right? Maybe not right now. You know, sometimes plans have to change. That was gonna be bank night, but I guess we're gonna do a little warm-up round with you. This one might be the more important one. I don't know. Who fucking knows anymore? All right. Sylvia was inside. Noticed the joint a little bit. That door's locked.
Sounded like a lot of chains.
I don't know what's on the other side. We'll only be able to see when we go in.
Valora gestures to the window and makes like a opening motion.
To
For them to try to open the window.
Oh, the place that they're in front of right now?
Yeah.
It's not necessarily like a window. It's like
Bars.
It's like iron bars that are built into there. Like you say, it's like and it like shakes a little bit. They're like built in with the wall, so it's not supposed to rotate out. They're like cemented in.
But they're
on
like
its side.
bars.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know,
Valora
you could
looks and-
fit like an arm through the bars, but they don't come out or anything.
Valora looks around. What else is in this room?
In this room, there is a really rough-looking bed. There's toiletries off to the side. A chair, and that's about it.
A chair.
These weren't, well dressed for people in these situations. They're just kind of meant to do enough for the people that are in there. But
How high up is the window? Or the bars?
the bars, that's probably just around it. I'll say about 10 feet, probably. If you think about like the average height of a room going up to the ceiling, maybe a little bit more than that. That's about what this is here.
Did they take away her axe?
They would have taken away your axe, yes.
Okay.
They would have put it
Did they take away like all
somewhere.
of like my belongings?
Depends what the belongings are. If it was
She
anything,
just had like a bag of like her stuff. Did they?
yeah, if it was anything that seemed lethal, they probably took it off of you.
So just
if
any
it was
weapons.
if it was lethal, if it was your bag, your normal bag, also probably got taken away. But things that you're wearing would have been taken away.
We need to come back to get my stuff. But I can get out.
You can get out?
You can get out.
And she touches her amulet and turns into a spider.
Oh, what?
Well, son of a bitch! Well, wait. How do you touch your amulet?
Oh.
Her hands are shackled, right?
Behind your back.
Behind your back.
Do I have to touch my amulet? I was just doing it.
I was gonna say we don't have to, because I think you can just use it because you're attuned to it.
Oh, okay.
But for a second, I was like, did I remember something? Hold on. But
I was just doing it for roleplay
I believed you could just use it, so you can go ahead and just like, you've got this. Then, well, son of a bitch.
Yeah.
Well, son of a bitch.
Just like little bright red spiders just crawling up across the floor and up the wall and through the bars.
Why didn't you do that in the first place?
All right, maybe stay like that for a little bit.
She can't respond. So
Yeah.
yes.
Is she like a little red tarantula, like a little fuzzy? Oh,
Yeah, sure, a red tarantula.
Go ahead and just. It'd be weird, Karen Spider. Just lifts up his hat. Come on in. Come on
She
in.
crawls up in there.
Yep, goes under that, and he just like plops it down.
She's adorable.
It's dark, but you can see in there as a spider.
You just hear Sylvie.
Oh my god.
Okay, right, fuck, okay. Let's go back to the inn? Probably shouldn't be anywhere out in the open right now.
No.
All right, let's go. We'll find the old man along the way. All right.
You don't think he got lost, do you?
That's like a 50-50 shot.
Oh no. Ow.
But with Spider Valora in tow, you guys make your way away from the church. If you're looking around, only you really recognize. Well, no, you both saw them, but don't really. Probably looking around trying to see if Cassandra's anywhere nearby.
Yeah, keeping an eye out.
Don't see anything
Okay.
on that front. You kind of retrace the steps that you took before, going towards the bank. No sign of Alma right now. But walking around towards Main Street, you are looking around for him a little bit, and then you watch him pop out of the rose bush.
Oh my god.
No.
Oh my god.
No.
Oh my god.
You son of a bitch, what the fuck? He storms up towards them and is like, what the fuck are you doing? He's like, no, I can explain. Oh, you better explain. Just come, don't make a sight.
Why were you in there? She looks appalled.
Can we go 10 feet?
And like you kind of like drags you guys off to the
She's
side.
kind of blushing a little bit, remembering what happened
But
yesterday.
he moves you guys to the side, like off in that alleyway where you guys came across Glass Gorgo and Big Step in that area. And he's like,
I can explain.
Okay.
It wasn't for me.
Okay.
He told me to tail Wellburn wherever he went. I followed him.
Oh.
He went to a restaurant first. It was
Okay.
a nice little place. And then he walked in here. He was in here for about like not even 5 minutes.
What?
And then he walked out and went back towards the bank. I simply went in to see what was going on, to get information. And what did I get information? I got it all right. His face is like growing red and blushing,
Oh my God.
thinking back on it.
Yeah, I was jump scared yesterday about I didn't know what place that was. Me and Valora didn't know what place that was when we walked in.
Valora like peeks out from under the hat.
We found out really fast what kind of place it was.
There's sometimes like that. Yep.
There's just no indication outside. And then you walk in and you're like, oh!
Yep. So we're running in there, huh? Like, yeah. You know, we went to the restaurant, sat by himself.
By himself.
Yeah, just have a nice little meal. But then he went in here, and then came back
For
out
5 minutes.
for 5 minutes. Yeah.
For
Yeah, I know.
for 5.
I know what you're thinking. I know what you're thinking.
Oh my god.
But obviously, since he went in, I didn't see what happened in there, so I went in to try and see, and then I saw that.
Yeah, they're just right there. They're just all there.
And then he's like, and then you see Lucky, even though he was sighing, head in his hands, he was like, he's like, now, Al, I know you're a little bit dumb on the block. He's like,
You don't gotta say it like that.
I'm gonna say it like that. Now then, we saw that when he left, he had something in his hand, right? He's like, yeah. It's a piece of paper, possibly a bank slip.
Still talking to a 5-year-old.
Was he still holding it or not?
Oh my god.
Oh no, a history
don't make
check
that
for like an hour? Like
Oh no.
I kind of lost paying attention.
oh my god. Lucky's gonna murder this old man.
All right. Don't know if that's yes or a no, but we can call that a 50-50. He went in there with a bank slip. He may have walked out with it, or he may have left it there.
Well, I mean, if he was in there for only 5 minutes, maybe he was just taking it to someone in there, you know?
That's my concern.
Like a drop-off.
Exactly. Why are you doing a drop-off at a brothel?
Yeah.
You know, he could have
Sneaky.
just been paying for it.
Shut the fuck up, old man! Not right now.
Well, like paying for a tab? No!
He's like,
Hey, by the way, what are we gonna do to break out Valora? Isn't she in prison now?
Oh, she's
Like-
there. And she points to
Huh?
the little tarantula peeking out.
Oh no, you've gone insane.
Valora like
That's a spider.
peeks out and like crawls down Lucky's face
I hate this. I hate this. I hate this so
And on-
much.
and onto his shoulder.
No, here. He's like moving his hand to
Tarantula.
try and get you off.
I think the only thing that would help is that he knows it's a person.
Yeah.
But still.
We saw it happen, apparently. Valora can wild shape. It's
But she
news
said
to me.
she's not a druid.
Hey, I don't fucking know. I don't answer questions around here. I don't know what's going on. I'm just a shock. That's not my problem.
I know you don't answer
Our problem
questions. You still won't tell
is-
me how old you are.
Our problem is what comes next. Now, we're all gonna go back to the hotel.
Uh-huh.
We're gonna talk about this a little bit.
Okay.
Because we now have a fugitive of the gods on our hands.
Like she's
And we have to figure out how to deal with that next.
Sylvie just kind of goes pale again because
So-
like she repressed. She put it in a box. And then the box just kind of got kicked open.
Yeah.
She's like, "Oh right, the
Yep.
gods are involved
All right.
in this."
Come on now, children. And he beckons you for, I'm an old man. You're like a child to me, goddammit. And starts guiding you guys back towards the tavern and inn.
Let's go
And-
up to the suite that we have. I have a key.
Sounds about right. I'd love to see what it looks like.
It's very nice.
God, don't tell me that I can't afford it. I can't justify that expendage.
I can upgrade your room.
Well, if you ask so nicely, then by
'Cause
golly
you-
gee whiz.
without you, I would probably be rocking on the floor somewhere in a puddle of my own tears.
I'm not gonna unpack that.
Me neither.
Let's get inside. Oh no, let's get inside.
Oh
And you're able to open the door, go inside your suite, close it up,
Yep, lock.
and you're now in an area of safety around you guys. With an eventful day transpiring. But you are now, Valora, in someplace safe where, hopefully shouldn't be gotten. But, you can unwild shape if you wish.
How long do they last?
Druid wild
like-
shape.
like-
Because with
you
druid,
made
it
stuff.
depends on your
Depends
level.
on, like the
Because it doesn't last forever. I think at most, I would say at most for you probably an hour.
yeah.
But you can
Because for druids,
unshape at any
it lasts the amount of hours of half of your druid level.
Yeah.
So, I think, if I remember correctly.
But for what you've got going on, we'll just say it's kind of the minimum side of that. So at the most, you would get 1 hour.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. As soon as they close the door and lock it, Valora's gonna crawl down Lucky's arm and onto the bed, and she'll transform back into her usual self.
Sylvie immediately hugs Valora.
Valora looks like
she starts crying again. Her face is just like buried.
Valora looks like taken aback and
Like right under her head, her face is just buried there, and she's just not letting go. She is just sobbing.
she looks surprised for a moment, and she's like kind of stiff, but eventually she hugs her back, and after a few moments it gets like tighter and tighter.
No. She cries for a few minutes. She was worried that you were going to die.
You can't see Valora's face since you're hugging her, but she's just kind of staring off into space as she hugs you back.
Lucky's probably like,
Lucky, what's going on? He grabs like a nearby chair from the nice table you guys have in there for anything. It's probably you're studying the book at last night. Grabs one of the chairs, this thing where he spins it around and sits with his arms on the back and just kind of looks on. He's doing the cool guy pose. Classic. He's like, all right. She probably many
as he
things
starts
to talk
talking,
about.
she like starts to calm down and very reluctantly lets go of Valora, but will sit directly next to her on the bed, like shoulder to shoulder, just kind of like sniffling and wiping her eyes.
But he's, sitting there looking at Valora, occasionally looking at Silvie and kind of, giving whatever looks he can to help calm her down a bit. Just looking over at Valora is like, there's probably going to be a lot of questions, Valora. But I know how uncomfortable questions can be. We've all got our stuff going on, probably. I'm not going to ask about that right now, because obviously our first priority is simply keeping you safe. I heard the situation. I don't know what went on, but, I've known you a little bit, and I would like to believe that you haven't done anything wrong.
There's gotta be a mistake.
Doesn't seem like you did anything wrong, but just didn't listen to some kind of higher order of such. I'm not going to touch that with a 10-foot pole. If there's anything you need to tell us to help keep you safe, that's on you. We can help figure out what to do to get you away from here. They're going to realize at some point soon that you're not there. That's going to be an issue. They have a lot of pull. Probably can't be here for too long. Because if I'm correct, based off of what I was told at breakfast this morning, this room is in your name.
It is.
Oh, right.
So, gotta be careful with that.
What if I just change it to mine downstairs? Do they allow that? Because they saw me check in with her.
That's a problem. They know that when you were there, did you show any kind of connection
I
to
sure
her?
did. I told her that she's my friend.
If there's any leads that they can find,
Oh, no.
switching it to your name could be slower, but if they have a way to find it, there's potential there to get caught. That'll probably be, we'll have more time that way, but how long that'll last, I don't know. However long we need to make it last, we can make it last long enough to when you guys gotta get out of here on the boat.
So, how is she won't be able to leave this building, right?
If you do, you gotta be careful. Because it seems like that lady that potentially one of, if not her job right now, is keeping you in line and bringing you to the gods. So, that'll be a hurdle you have to cross. But maybe if you can stay away, that's your best bet. Obviously, there's a big old ocean in the way.
How long do we have until the boat comes?
So today was a free day, and tomorrow's a free day.
Shit.
It's the next day's morning that you have. You were going to have 2 full days here before you have to set out on the boat.
Okay.
Yeah, so we still have what, like the whole day tomorrow, right?
Yes, you just have the whole day tomorrow.
And then it'll leave
And then a night's rest, and then the boat gets there.
in the morning, probably. God.
Yeah. During this whole conversation, Valora has just been sitting there on the bed, just like breathing kind of heavy. Her hands are like kind of just gripping like the blankets like super tight, and she's just, you can tell that she's, a lot of emotions are running through her head, but she's mainly just pissed.
So, when they find out that she's missing, both the pastor and Cassandra, I think was her name, they both know that I am very attached to you, because I was really concerned and kind of having an emotional breakdown over them dragging you into a cellar. So they both know my face.
Yeah, they're...
So the first person they might look for is me,
Yeah.
right?
Well, first, aside from
her
Valora,
herself.
but you'd be the next one on the checklist.
Like if they saw
probably.
me, they would probably stop me and ask questions.
Yes, absolutely. Because, well, especially, it may be a little worse than stopping asking questions. If you didn't necessarily show a real connection, you probably could have walked away, maybe with a couple questions. But seeing as how we have a broken out prisoner, they're going to look for whatever connections they know. And that right now is, above all else, that's you, little miss.
It sure is.
Isn't that right, Al? And you see he's like back behind the counter. He's like, oh, there's peanuts here.
He's looking at the room.
And Lucky just shrugs like, wise one my ass. Anyways. So.
Is there another inn here? Or someplace else we could stay besides here?
There is, but you're not gonna like it.
What is it?
It's my kind of inn.
Which is what?
The kind that
where
doesn't...
the people of the underbelly of the city stay.
Yeah, the kind that normal people don't get to know about.
Ah.
The ones that, unmarked, need to know certain symbols, if you will, to be able to find them.
I feel like my brother would know places like that.
Who the fuck? Maybe, I don't know. I'd love to meet him one day and find out, but...
I think you guys might get along. He'd
kinda-
probably tell you to be nicer to me, though.
You know, that's fair, but we've got bigger things going on right
Yeah,
now.
right, sorry. And then she just,
yeah.
she looks like, this is probably the most serious, deepest in thought expression that anyone in the room has seen Silvie have on her face right now. Like she's mulling over something very big in her head. Kind of like looking at the floor. Looking like she's debating something right now. Not really talking anymore.
Well, Lucky, could we stay at this mysterious place?
If I take you there, yeah. Because only certain people are allowed in there. I have the credentials. And with me bringing you in, you know, might not be the cheapest thing ever. They're going to take advantage of that a little bit, but it'll be good enough to keep you there.
Okay. While we're out in the open, I'll wild shape so I'm not easily spotted. But it will have to be tomorrow morning or about 8 hours from now. I can only use it once a day.
I would suggest not waiting too long, because I don't know how long it's going to take for them to go back down there to check in on you and realize you're missing. But once they do, they're going to be on the hunt, like bloodhounds.
Well, in broad
gonna get
daylight, I
ugly.
stand out like a sore thumb. We'll have to wait till nighttime.
You do. You do. Got any fix for this old man? I don't know. Yeah, fucking, what do we
Do you have
you
any
here for?
spells?
Do you have
Elmer?
anything to like to have like to disguise somebody?
I have to look through all my stuff again, maybe. You gotta give me a bit.
A bit?
Yeah.
Do you, Sylvie?
Oh, God.
Do you disguise me at least?
Not you, unfortunately. But there is something that I can do to disguise myself.
Well, we don't got to worry about that right now. Gonna get a game plan right now. So, once night falls, once the city life kind of goes down, we're gonna go ahead and make our move. I know a lot of the back roads around here. Don't need to ask questions. You probably know the answers already. I'll get you to where you need to go. Just follow me. I need you, and he points over towards Silvie and be like, I need you to watch every word you say very carefully. The kind you're gonna meet, don't take kindly to strangers. I know you like to be a little bit of a motor mouth. I don't want you to say the wrong thing and upset nobody, because I'll put this whole thing tits up, you understand? And let me put it this way, if you want to talk to anyone, they're not the kind of people you want to talk to in the first place.
Okay.
Perfect. Perfect.
You sure you don't want me to go undercover? Because the moment we walk out there, there's a chance that if people see me...
Well, I'm gonna be the bigger target.
Yeah, that's the problem we have there.
I
That's
won't
the
be
one being looked for.
disguised.
It's not going to matter if you do anything for your look, if that's the one out there in the open still.
I guess.
I'm
If we're
trying to
going
cook
at
something
night,
up.
it should be fine.
Would we be able to trust these people?
Well, put it this way. I'm putting you there. As long as you pay, they're not going to do anything to you. As long as you do nothing to offset them, you're not a target to any of those people.
So like a bee's nest.
You know what? That's a perfect way to put it, a bee's nest. But yeah, when you go there, as long as you're paying your dues, that's all that really matters there. Don't need to wait anyone's work. I just need you guys to go in there, take food to your room, and just lay low when you're in there. What we do the next day, we can figure out. I know where you guys are. I can meet up. I can bring this sad sack of shit with me.
Wait.
Sylvie tries not to laugh.
You know what? Might have had an idea. Huh.
What?
You all know someone that might have an idea. Where's that lizard man at?
Oh, Mr. Crud? He's staying here.
It's a long shot, but he might have something that can change you around a little bit.
That's true.
I don't know how volatile it may be at this
Oh.
rate, but it's something we can look into.
That's
yeah.
true. Maybe
'Cause he-
something that lasts longer than
He
an hour.
did have normal potions.
Yeah.
And I have money now, which will be going right back to him. What if this was all a set? No, it wasn't. He's in one of the normal rooms, I think.
No, he,
Or did he get a suite?
actually, you don't know what he got yet.
Oh,
He didn't tell you.
I guess we could ask the people at reception, because they saw us talking to him. So,
I don't know about me asking, but
Oh, well, yeah, I can.
I can do it.
Okay.
I can ask.
at the same
All
time.
right, I'll leave you guys to babysit this old man. Be right back. Good luck.
Alright.
And he closes the door behind him and heads on out. And now you guys are left in here with Old Man Almer.
How you doing, Al?
Oh, I'm doing great.
Sylvie looks tired. Like, emotionally tired.
How the two of you doing?
I think Valora's been better.
Valora just kind of leans forward, like her arms on her knees, and just kind of stares at the floor. But you see her hands are just like in fists. She is very tense and frustrated.
First prison breaker.
You make it sound like you've done that before.
Oh, every adventure's got to do it at one point or another.
Oh,
Yep.
really?
Oh, yeah.
That's a common thing?
Oh, yeah, I gotta check that off the bucket list.
I don't think it's usually involving gods, though.
Oh, that's a lot out of my league.
Valora just sighs.
I think it's out of most people's leagues, actually.
Okay, well. I heard y'all need some help trying to hide yourself, so I'll try and look through my handy-dandy old book.
And he's got his giant tome in his hand, and he's like,
I'll see if there's something in there that I can try and pull off for you guys.
But mainly her, I'll be fine.
Okay, sure, yeah. Alright. I'll be over here.
and he goes to the
Good
table,
luck.
sits on, and he's scanning through his book. He pulls out of his pocket like these reading glasses that are like so thick, and he gets in front of them.
Do they have like the little flip down ones that are like tiny magnifying glasses in front of the
absolutely.
lenses?
Yeah.
The 5 lenses.
Like what people use to like examine like jewelry. Oh.
Like
Yep.
like in Toy Story when that old man was fixing Woody with the oh my god.
Oh my
He
God.
uses that just to read. Wow.
That's so great.
How old is this elf? Like
But he's looking through
600.
his book at the moment, very distracted, with just the two of you kind of really paying attention to each other. If there's anything you two decide you want to talk about in this moment.
How are you feeling, like, physically? 'Cause you were really beat up.
It could be better.
Here, and she takes out both of Pimrick's pies that she got and holds out them to her. You should eat these. They'll help you.
All right.
Oh, here, hold on. She uses prestidigitation and warms them up. Sylvie's just a microwave. Like,
Flora just takes it and like just kind of slowly eats one, and then the other.
Each
And then
one is
obviously-
1d4 plus 4.
Yep, so you can do 1d4 plus 4 for twice, and then you can consider this a short rest. You can spend some hit dice if you decide to as well.
Oh, what is this? Polyphemus? No, that's not it. That's not it. What the hell am I looking for again?
Oh my god.
Amorphous blob? No.
Oh, God.
Shit. No, that's not a spell either.
Oh.
He's just going
Is that a spell that can make someone shit themselves?
Oh, my God.
I don't know.
Focus, Al, focus.
Sorry.
Disguises.
Sorry, I got. I'm on it.
Are you okay?
No.
Do you need some water?
Yeah.
She'll walk over and hand him her water skin. Have hydration.
Oh, you could just use the sink over there.
I'll
Okay,
fill it up
fine,
after
fine,
you.
fine.
Yeah.
And he
Did
drinks
you
some
have
water.
to make the sounds?
Yep.
Almost back to full with
Nice.
all my hit dice.
Nice.
I'm guessing the 2d4 plus 8 technically didn't do much.
No,
Yeah. Barbarians.
but I did get a 12 on my hit dice. so-
Nice.
Nice.
How you feeling? You feel a little better?
You see some of like her wounds start to close, and some of the bruises that were forming, they kind of fade.
Hey. There's only other one way I could heal you, but I would have to, like, cause destruction at the same time.
No,
like necrotic destruction around. So yeah,
that's fine.
I shouldn't do that in a suite or anywhere right now.
Once I get my bag back, I'll give you 2 pies so you can have some on you.
You sure?
Yes, I have 6 of them.
Oh, that's right. You bought almost his entire stock. Okay.
I need to try to get my stuff back tomorrow.
Yeah, I don't know how we're gonna do
I
that.
have no idea.
I would suggest going for it at 9.
Oh, well, hi, welcome back.
Oh yeah, but wait, hold on. Let me redo that. Hold on. I open the door real quick. Yep. Hey guys. I walk into that conversation. I would
You're
probably
very
do that.
stealthy.
That's kind of my thing.
Yeah.
But yep, I did a little knocking on Crud's door. What a fucking name.
I know.
And his reaction was interesting. He should be here momentarily, I think.
Oh.
But coming to get your stuff back, would definitely try and do that overnight because, you know, once those doors are open, there's always people in there and it's going to stand out too much. Unless you can somehow manage to get all that as some kind of little animal or something. But when that place closes down, do all you want in there. We can help out a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And then you start to hear like a jingling of the doorknob a little bit. And the door suddenly swings open. So. You got me a couple of gremlins doing a prison break, huh? Wanted criminals? Look at you guys go. Walks in, like starts poking at Valora.
Oh my
Look
God.
at you go.
Closes
No,
her eyes.
don't. It's
Oh, man. Don't
he
worry.
gets his own music. I just realized.
All right.
Also, isn't the saying well?
What was that?
You know, people usually say well. You said so.
I can say whatever the fuck I want to say. Right?
It's just kind of weird.
All right, now listen. As I told you, number 1, don't drag me into anything. You never saw me. You never heard me. You never had nothing.
Who are you?
Oh, that's perfect. You almost got me. That's good. That's how good it was. You got me for a second.
Thank you.
I almost was like, what the fuck you mean? That's, you're good.
Yeah,
You're good at that one.
Right, yeah.
All right. Well, listen, because boy, do I have a fucking treat for you. And we'll end the session there.
Oh my god. God damn it.
Oh, man.
Man. God.
Hello, everyone. It is Evan from the future here, thanking you again for listening to another episode of Arcane Trinity Tides of Esthios, featuring Allie with 1 L as Silvie, Allie with 2 L's as Valora, and myself, Evan, as the DM, and everyone else. Thank you for listening on your choice of Spotify and YouTube, available on both as Arcane Trinity Podcast. And you can also follow our social medias for updates like Twitter at Arcane Trinity _ or TikTok and Instagram and Facebook at Arcane Trinity Podcast. Or you can also join that handy dandy Discord server of Arcane Trinity to talk to your fellow listeners about all the craziness that's been going on recently. And you can also support us on Patreon, such as Budluck and Nabby, where you can get extra bonus content like our episode wraps, Trinity Talk, where we kind of sit down and dissect all of the stuff that's been happening in the episodes. We've been doing some hot takes recently, answering questions from people. And for $10 supporters, there's going to be another bag of goodies from myself as a DM to give you tools, stat blocks, games, items, all kinds of things to use in your own campaigns and adventures. All of those links can be found in the description below in the link tree. Thank you again, everybody, and we'll see you next Friday for the next episode. Bye!